So, hey guys, what's going on? It is the Wednesday Spotlight. I'm sending out push notifications and all that sort of good stuff. And as you guys can see, let's see, you are this way here to me. High five. Yes.
I'm
There you
I'm
go.
twisted on my screen. I can't see it.
Okay, well, it looks like it kind of worked. But anyway, I'm gonna
Okay.
drop the everyone tag here, and we're gonna get this thing going. So bear with me just a moment here. Hey everyone, join us live now. All right, there we go. Okay, that's out. Everyone tagged on. We got to do the push notification preview. All right, that should be out. Boom, there we go. Rocking and rolling. It's not easy going live, man. You got to do a lot of stuff. You got to do a lot of stuff. But hey, what's going on? Good to see you guys here. As you guys are jumping on board, drop a comment. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from. Shannon, can you see the comments at all where you're at on your phone? If you can't, that's okay. There's only a couple that have come in so far because we're just getting things warmed up here. But if you can't see the comments, that's totally okay. Um, well, obviously, guys, in case you guys can't, I got like three cameras. I gotta remember which one I'm looking at right here. It's gonna take me a minute. Uh, Plain and simple, guys. You guys can obviously see we got a special guest today. It's the Wednesday Spotlight. So, shout out Shannon. Thanks. First and foremost, thank you for taking time out of your day to come hang out with us here. As you guys can see, it's hoodie weather. The weather's starting to cool down a little bit, but we're here, we're rocking, we're rolling. So, first and foremost, like. What's up? What's going on with you? Are you fired up and excited and ready to tackle the week?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very exciting opportunity, let me tell you. This is better than anything I've ever tried before. So,
Awesome, awesome,
so
awesome,
yeah.
awesome. Well, again, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day, guys, and you, Shannon, and obviously what we're going to do here today, guys, is just kind of hang out a little bit. We're going to hang out. We're going to have some fun. See a lot of great comments coming in there. Appreciate you guys. So, Shannon, if you would, just kind of you've been getting a good amount of results with your business, and I want to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of different aspects of that, from daily routine to things that you're doing to kind of push and stretch yourself and put out some consistent content and stuff like that. And I kind of want to talk about that a little bit of also too about like a work-life balance, because obviously you have a full-time job, you have a family, you're trying to run a business here, so you got to, as a mom, obviously you got to juggle all that stuff together. So we're going to talk about those things. So all of you guys that are watching right now, whether you're watching live with us here, you guys are watching the replay, pay close attention, because what we like to showcase is basically everyday people like us that are applying themselves, getting results, and able to do that all around their life. As a matter of fact, I literally just had someone comment to me this morning, saw one of my videos on TikTok, sent me a text message. I sent them my overview, and they said, "Oh yeah, it's really great. I'd love to do it, but I just don't have the time." And it's funny because we know doing this, you can do it in about an hour a day. And we also know from mindset and talking about this all the time with our training, with our coaching and everything here, that time is really just a mindset. It's just an attitude shift. It's just an adjustment, and it's what you want to make a priority. So leading with that, Shannon, how would you say from a time standpoint, how do you prioritize time and finding time for your business, finding time for your family, for your job, and balancing all that together? What does that look like for you, and how do you prioritize that?
For me, it's very important to work my business. So I try to find time. I am a very busy wife, mom, full-time manager at work. And so I try to find pockets of time. So I get up 15 minutes before everybody else. I get a video posted, a short form video. I plan out my day. I get to work, and during breaks or lunch at work, I get more content posted. Or I figure out, YouTube channel. I figure out what I'm going to talk about on a YouTube video that I might be able to record when I first get home from work. Um, so just, I don't always have 2 hours in a block of time. So I do 15 minutes here, 20
Hmm.
minutes there. maybe an hour, after the kids go to bed. My husband's really supportive of this business. So he's like, all right, you're going to go in the office for a while. Cool. I'll see you when you come
Yeah.
out. So just finding those little pockets of time and making it a priority is what you got to do.
Yeah. So the very, very first thing that you said, I think all of what you said is important, but I think the very, very first thing that you said instantly struck a chord with me. You said you get up 15 minutes before everybody else. So
Right.
that to me right there is you making your business a priority, you making this something that is serious, where the average person, like the person that I talked to today, basically just said, yeah, I don't have time, because it's not a priority. They don't want to make the time, versus I'm willing to bet that same person that said they don't have the time has a Netflix account, and I'm willing to bet that they watch it at least once a day, you know?
Right.
So it's what we make priorities. But I love the fact that you kind of adapt it around your lifestyle. It's not just, oh, I need 2 hours in a row. I'm going to do 15 minutes in the morning. I'm going to do some at a lunch break at work. I'm going to do some at night because I have a supportive spouse. I think those are all things that people need to know and understand. Like, it's really important to understand your own environment and then work within your environment, which I think is great. So I want everybody watching and hearing exactly what Shannon is saying here. It's, you take your environment that you have and you work within that. Does that make sense, Shannon? Did I get that right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So with that being said, I want to talk about YouTube a little bit, because I'm on YouTube every single day. I post a YouTube video literally 7 days a week, 30 days, out of the month. And when I'm over and I'm searching the keywords for our primary business right now, which is myEcon, I'm seeing I'm seeing a lot of Shannon. I'm seeing a lot of you. I'm seeing a lot of Celeste. I'm seeing a lot of our members, but I'm seeing a lot of you, which is great. And that just goes down to consistency. So talk about a couple of things. Number one, where do you get your inspiration for your YouTube videos? How do you weave that into your day? Like, when does that happen? And what are you doing specifically to get your videos ranked? Because when I just go to YouTube and I search myEcon, boom, there you are. So you're obviously doing something right. So talk a little bit about the process of why YouTube is important and where you get the inspiration for that.
So Kirsty had told me months ago, she's like, just go to my channel and find something that inspires you from one of my videos and record your own version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Create your own version of some of the stuff that I've done. So that's a lot of what my channel was. And recently with myEcon, I went back through some of my old videos and recreated them for myEcon, and then
Like
hid
taking
the
another
other
business and then just turning it over to myEcon.
opportunities that we've had inside the funnel team. Yeah,
Sure.
so
Yep.
I've just recreated those for myEcon, and then unlisted the other ones. And so with my work schedule, I manage a medical staff of 550 physicians. It's very demanding. They're constantly calling my cell phone. So I do have to find time to really build a YouTube channel. That's probably the hardest part for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to make it a priority, especially in September when we were doing the challenge. I wanted to make sure I posted a lot of YouTube videos in September. Um, so YouTube, I have to plan that out. I can't do that in quick 10, 15-minute increments. I
Mm-hmm.
like to, be here, have the same scenery behind me and those things. And so I do a lot of those Saturday mornings. I do a lot of those around my work from home schedule. So I'm in the office 4 days a week. Sometimes I'm one day at home. So then I'll get up early before I'm working from home, get some YouTube created. And then as soon as I'm done working, create more YouTube, because I normally commute an hour to work. So
Mm.
when I'm not commuting, I try to spend those 2 hours recording for YouTube.
So
And then
I want to pause you right there, because you're saying a lot of really good things that a lot of people need to hear. So you're making, number one, you're making YouTube a priority. Number two, in order to do that, you're doing a little bit of research. You're looking at previous videos that you have done. You've looked at videos that other creators have done that have worked well. You're taking that as inspiration. You are getting up early in order
Mhm.
to make YouTube a priority, and you're planning it out ahead of time so you can make it work. And not only on top of that, you have a full-time job, you have an hour commute, and you're making it all work within what you have to work with.
Right.
Yeah. Guys, that's like literally that's what we're talking about here. It's taking what you have and working within the confines of your life, of your environment, of your family, of your job. And I love all of this. I really, really do, because I want to emphasize with you guys, especially for you, Shannon, like it just goes back to one of the things that we say all the time in our group here on our trainings. Like, if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll create an excuse. Now, clearly, you really want to do something and you're finding a way to make it happen because you want it. And if you don't want it, you could easily just say, yep, you could be like that person I talked to today. Nope, don't have time. Sorry. I would love to make more money, but I just don't have the time. Like, you're making the time, which is awesome. So just want to say shout out to you for that. So sorry, continue on. I had to insert there because those are really great points. And that's what I want to make sure that everybody gets. They hear, like, all the way back in the cheap seats. I want to make sure people hear what, the message that you're saying without even really saying it. So you're doing that throughout the day. You're putting that out there. What have you been seeing as far as, views and increase, whether it be in sales or leads or interest or, subscribers on your YouTube channel? What are you seeing from the efforts that you're putting in?
So I get a lot of text messages, random text messages that people will say, "Hey, I found your YouTube channel and your phone number's on there, so I thought I would just shoot you a text so we could chat about what you have to offer." I'm like, "Okay, it's working."
So
I
just
mean,
real quick on that too, and I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but this is important stuff. So on your YouTube videos, you're actually leaving
yeah,
your real phone number to let people connect with you. So instead of them dropping a comment, you're like, hey, this is me, send me
yeah,
a message.
yep,
I
yeah.
think
Find
that's,
me on Facebook or send me a text.
yep,
It's my real number. So yeah, and people use it. So.
yep,
And then I used YouTube University. So I told QC that I wanted to make YouTube a priority and I wanted to eventually monetize YouTube as well. And she said, if you're not using YouTube University, you're literally shooting yourself in the foot. So a couple, like maybe 2 months ago now,
yep,
I went to YouTube University and that's when my videos started getting ranked. So
yep.
it works.
So, so you followed the training, you applied the training, and you got better results because of the training.
Exactly.
Crazy, right?
Right.
It's crazy. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you're taking action, you're making YouTube a priority, you're seeing results, and you're seeing sales like literally every single week because of this. I mean, obviously I see the team sales report every single week. Every single week you're on it, which is great. So obviously what you're applying is working. You know what I mean? It's working really, really well. So I want to let me get kind of deep here for a second, and I want everyone to kind of understand maybe the push behind the drive for YouTube and the drive for sales and all that stuff. Like, what does this business mean to you and your family? What are you actually doing this for? So like, the money's cool, but like, what is your end goal and your end result here with this business?
My end goal would be to walk away from my 9 to 5
Mm-hmm.
and be able to invest the time into my two boys that they need from their mom. Um, my husband has a really phenomenal job that's really flexible, so I don't know that he would ever leave that per se. But I've always had this drive to be home with the kids, but you can't always live on one salary
Yep.
anymore. So, and I'm actually the breadwinner too. So that makes it hard that I have to, increase that amount of income in my home business before, I can walk away from it forever. But that is the end goal
Mm-hmm.
right now. It's providing us fun money, it's providing us, money to pay things down so that we don't have as many bills going forward for
Yep.
now. Yeah. Went to Carlson 2 weeks ago,
Yep.
and made a couple sales while I was there, and a lot of the money that I had made before essentially paid for that trip. So
Nice. So you
you can do
essentially
some
got a
fun
free
things.
trip from your business.
Yeah, and I use the travel portal. So
Well, there you go. And you're utilizing the tools and services that the business provides,
right.
which is awesome. And I heard a rumor that you ate at a really cool restaurant on a really great recommendation.
I did. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I found that restaurant to be rather tasty. Um, so
It was
glad you
good.
enjoyed that.
Hmm.
So let me ask you this. What is now, I mean, clearly we have a lot of people looking at us, and I know this is kind of a, I guess it's sort of a sticky topic because, we as the funnel team, and I just want, and Shannon doesn't know I'm going to ask this. I didn't even know I was going to ask this until about 10 seconds ago. Like, we as the funnel team, obviously we've been a team for quite a while right now. And we have something really great at our fingertips. We have incredible converting funnels. We have, folks like you who are making your own content, making it a priority, doing it for your family, making the time, just making it happen, which is great. We have great products, great services, incredible compensation plan. The tricky part about what we're talking about right now is based on crap that's happened to us as a team. We're now promoting our third business in the last 10 months. We went from something that we did for a long time that fell apart, completely out of our control. We promoted something else for a little while, and now we're promoting something else. And I know because I see the comments, I see people looking in, I see the growth and what could be the potential growth because we have a lot of eyeballs on us. I mean, let's face it, we have 5,000 people here in the group. Not all 5,000 people are on our team. So we have a lot of people looking at us wondering, like, is this the right deal? Is this the right opportunity to be with the funnel team? Is this the right business, product, service, funnels, everything that they need? In your own words, Shannon, what would you compare like what we're doing right now to where we were? Like, is this the right vehicle right now for you and your family and our team?
Absolutely. This this offer we have now has been the easiest for me to build than the other two. And but at the end of the day, the training doesn't change, the support doesn't change. You know, all of the Facebook group doesn't change. Like everything you need is still there. It's really just the back end offer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, with our current offer, I've been able to make it work better than the other two because I've been in it longer. I know what I'm doing, and I know how to build a channel now. I know how to
Mm-hmm.
build social media, and I know how to get short form videos out there, and way better than I did a year ago.
Yeah.
Some of those are awful, but none of the front end stuff has changed. We still have the support. We still, we're not being ghosted. We're not purchasing some real high-end ticket program or coaching program or anything like that. So all of that is intact. So when people come to me and they're like, "Well, you were kind of, doing something else a few months ago." No, I'm still with the same team. And I know the team's got my back, which is why I keep moving forward. And if we make a change, it's for the benefit of the team.
Mm-hmm.
You can't always
Yep.
predict what the company's going to do, but
Yep.
we know the team's got our back. So just move forward and see what you can do with it.
Yep. Yeah, and I think you drop some important nuggets in there too. Like, again, based on longevity, based on consistency, what you've done, what you've learned like over the last year plus has helped you take what we have now, which is an incredible offer, compensation, product, services. Take that and just run with it because you have that skill and you've developed those skill sets from consistency over time. And now you're able to take that and, as you said, get even more results now than you have in the past. And, I could look at your team size and I can see your team size literally growing every single week. That's awesome. I love seeing that. I wish nothing but the best for you and your family. I hope you crush it out and you get to walk away, from that job so you can be home with your kids. Now, what would you, the person that's sitting on the outside looking in right now, and we always talk about this on our webinars, it's better to be in here than it is on the outside looking in. What would be your best advice for the person that's maybe watching this saying, okay, I've seen what they're doing. I see this team. I'm not sure because, they went from one thing to another and I'm just unsure. Like, what would be your advice to that person to, maybe get them on the inside instead of being on the outside looking in?
So I usually, if I have somebody, a lead come in and they're on the fence, they've tried other things before, maybe they failed at it or they didn't put the work in, to be honest. Or they're just hesitant to get into something like this, or they don't know me personally. They just seen my videos on social media. They're like, how do I know I can trust you? How do I know I have your back? I just say, listen, if this is something that you want to try, I'm going to be here with you. I'm going to help you whenever you need help. Tap into the training. Everything is there. Tap into the training. But should you need additional clarity, that's what I'm here for.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out to me. You have my cell phone number. Send me a text. Send me a Facebook message, whatever it is. All of my team members know that they can reach out to me anytime, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. But knowing that, I've been there too. I tried the $7 course. I tried e-commerce for a while. I tried, Mary Kay's and Melaleuca's, and the strategy that they have is just outdated
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't work in today's world. Nobody wants to do the warm marketing.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to recruit family and friends. So say, hey, if you've tried those things before, this is low ticket. This is not going to break the bank to try, but you have to lead with a positive mindset, because if you come into it already saying, what if I don't make sales before my membership renews next month, then what? Well, if you're leading with that, you've already decided that you're going to fail.
Yep.
So maybe, don't even try it, in my opinion. But if you lead with a positive mindset and you push forward to see what you can do, you might surprise yourself.
Yep.
So if you want to step outside of your comfort zone and see what you're actually made of, I'd suggest giving it a shot.
Yeah. I also think you said something really great right at the end there too. And this is something that I've had conversations with leads before too. It's not really even a conversation. It's more of just a one-liner. But when I see people coming in or on the fence, like you said, maybe coming in, thinking about coming in, and I'll have people that will say, well, is there a cancellation policy? What if I don't like it? What if I want to quit? What if I want to get out? Is there any contracts I need to sign? I've literally told people, hey, don't bother. I'm good. Like, because if you're looking for a way out before you get in, this probably isn't a good fit for you. And it sounded like you've had that conversation in the past as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, don't
Yeah.
bother.
Yeah. And I think it's really important too, guys, to have standards. Yeah, we want to get the sale. Yeah, we want to build our team. Yeah, we want to make money. But you also need to realize that you want to bring the right people onto your team. You don't want to just bring anybody on your team and we've seen it happen. We've seen literally someone sign up and then within 30 or 60 minutes, they turn around and quit because, either it wasn't what they thought or they didn't make $1 million overnight or whatever it was. And this is where we got to be real with people, and you guys got to be real with people. And sometimes it's 100% okay to tell someone, hey, you know what? Doesn't sound like it's a good fit for you. Best of luck somewhere else. That's okay. You want to keep your standards. You want to keep your posture high. Okay. So I think that was a great nugget that you mentioned there. It's like, it's okay to say, no, yeah, Bill just dropped in the comments. Like, we don't chase, we put the invite out there. We put the content out there, like you, Shannon, like you're putting the YouTube videos out there. People are texting you. People are reaching out to you saying, hey, like, we're not literally chasing them down saying, hey, will you please sign up with me? No. But if that person comes to you and they're not the right fit, let them know they're not the right fit, versus sacrificing and lowering your standards. And then what's going to happen with that person? Chances are that person's going to drain your time. That's going to be the person that's blowing up your text message being like, how do I do this? How do I do that? When it's all right in front of them. So again, just having standards is a good thing, guys. So, Shannon, any words of wisdom that you can lend? Let's talk about mindset here for a second, because you and I have had some sidebar before, and I'm not going to speak for you, but I know, like, you've had to work on yourself a little bit in order to keep pushing, in order to keep driving forward, in order to keep making it happen, and show up for yourself, show up for your family, show up for your business every single day. What are some things that you're doing either on the daily, or you're doing on a consistent basis to keep that drive moving forward? Or is there anything that's in your brain that's helping you, giving you what I call kind of like that push motivation?
Mhm.
What is that push for you, and what are some things that you're doing to kind of help keep things moving forward?
Yeah, in general, I'm a pretty positive person. I try not to let any negative thoughts or negativity creep in, and negative people. I'm like, I don't have the bandwidth for that. Um, so in general, like in the beginning, when I started with the funnel team, I was like, mindset, really? Like, I don't want to dive into that. I don't want to work in that. I'm a positive person. This is fine.
Hmm.
I'll be fine. But human, at the end of the day, things in life happen and you fall, and so in order to pick myself back up, or even if it's like, hey, I haven't seen sales in a week, what am I doing wrong? Well, nothing. Something might be different. I might not have put out as many pieces of content, or maybe I didn't follow up with my leads like I should have. But I've had sales before. I know this works. I just have to get back to what I was doing before. Keep it
Hmm.
basic. I think we were saying yesterday. Well, I find when I try to get too fancy with stuff that I lose the basics, and then I find I'm not having as many leads. So when I bring it back to what I was doing and just keep it simple, the leads start pouring in again. So you don't have to be fancy. You don't need fancy editing, all that stuff. But for me, if I do find myself being negative and the negativity creeping in, then, on my commute to work, I will find an audiobook to listen to,
Yep.
like a motivational audiobook, or find YouTube channels that are motivational and just like have it in my ears all the time. While I'm sitting at my 9 to 5, I have it in my ears to just boost the positivity and push out the
Yep.
negativity. So just finding those pockets of time, when I can't be producing content right now, I'm working my job, but I can sit with earbud in and listen to some positivity while I get my job done.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So the two things that I got in there was, number one, you're keeping it simple, focusing on the basics, not worrying too crazy about over editing things, just getting the content out there, keeping it simple and consistent. And number two, working on yourself consistently. So, and again, just like you mentioned in the beginning, taking advantage of the time that you do have.
Mhm.
If you're commuting to work and you have a 1 hour commute, why not use that time for mental stimulation to help yourself out? And way back in 2016, when I was working a job, that's what I was doing, because I had a 1 hour commute. I was living up in New Hampshire. I was driving down to Boston every day, and that was an hour without traffic. Going into Boston with traffic, forget about it. And so, what do? You turn your vehicle into a mobile office, into a mobile motivation, and that alone, like listening to that every single day over time, I want you guys to realize, like, how important what Shannon just said was, because that could be the difference maker between you throwing in the towel, giving up and quitting, or you keeping going and then finding yourself in a situation like Shannon, growing team, sales every week, growing YouTube channel, all of those things. If she had let her negative mindset win, she wouldn't be here right now. She would have called it quits. She would have given up on her future, her family, her business, all of those things. But again, it's about finding the time, making it a priority. So I think that's awesome that you utilize that time, Shannon. So I'm sure you've also had similar conversations with people on your team that have found themselves in the same situation. And then you can kind of be able to share with them that story, like when you were back in the beginning, you're like, oh, mindset, come on, like I'm good, he's great, like, and that's I think one of the most important things, and why we talk about it so much. People don't realize how important mindset really is, because if you don't have the right mindset, it's not a matter of if you're going to quit, it's just when. You can almost just like put it on the calendar and know that it's going to be out there. You're going to give up at some point. So are there any things that you do as far as like reaching out to your team or talking about mindset or encouraging mindset or anything as you're connecting with your people? Or is there anything that you're recommending to them to either do or look at or build into their routine?
Yeah, when my members reach out to me and they're negative, they're like, hey, I've been posting videos for a few days. I haven't gotten any views, leads, nobody's gone to my website, nothing like that. I say, hey, you know what? I listened to this YouTube video this morning. I suggest you give it a listen and know that if you just stay consistent, it will eventually happen. It might be tomorrow, it might be next week, it might be next month, but you have to tap into the training, you have to stay consistent. And I think I knew that when I started because I sat down with my husband, I said I wanted to give this a shot, and he was kind of like, well, you've tried other things before. Why is this different?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know that it is, but I'm going to give it an entire year before I ever think about quitting. Because
Love
I
that.
think I knew. I knew that I've quit everything else because, either it was just the wrong strategy or I didn't put the work into it or the program actually didn't work.
Yep.
And so I gave it an entire year, and that year hit in June. So, and when June hit, I was like, "There's no way I'm quitting."
Yep.
And I knew that. I knew that a couple months in. I was like, even if I never took it to a full-time income, it brings in enough income that my family can relax. We can do some of those fun things. We can pay off debt or bills or whatever, and we have more wiggle room than we did with just our two 9 to 5s.
Yep.
So I knew that in the beginning, but yeah, I do try to pass on if I find a really good YouTube video or some of the women in the group, we share things amongst ourselves, or we share books to read. I will pass that on to some of my members when I can see that they're starting to get in their head and they need a little bit more motivation.
Yep. I want to talk about one last thing, and then we'll wrap up here. So you had just mentioned something right there at the end, like you're kind of in like a group with other women, other moms. What does that group mean to you, and why is that? Is that a tool that you use as far as like you hear Kirsty say all the time, like be in proximity.
Oh yeah.
So proximity to others that are like-minded, others that are driven, others that are, it's right out of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. He talks about having a mastermind, a weekly mastermind or a mastermind with you and other people. What does that look like for you, and why is that important to you?
Yeah, that group means the world to me, really. It's motivational. Like you said, we're in proximity with each other. We're all have that leadership mindset. We want to take this as far as we can, full time. And being around people like that is highly motivating, and
Mm-hmm.
it's going to keep you motivated each and every day. We encourage each other, we challenge each other, give like content challenges to each other. We share YouTube videos, we share audiobooks with each other to make sure that we're keeping that positive mindset, make sure we're staying consistent, and also trying to make our lives easier.
Yep.
We just did a challenge where we said, okay, we have until yesterday, I think it was, to create 50 pieces of content, 50 drafts, so that over the next couple of weeks, like we have grab and go pieces of content with our faces.
Yeah.
We just post it on the days that get really busy.
Yep.
So even though that challenge is over, I realized that was really important to me because now I can focus more on my family when they get home from school or my husband gets home from work. I have more time because I have 50 pieces of content ready to go.
Yep.
So like as those dwindle, I'm going to keep adding to it. So I always have this bank of my own created content that I can use.
Yep. Love that. That is awesome. So, again, just using the tools that we have, using the training that we have, where, we talk about being in proximity, you created kind of like not even a weekly, but you kind of created a mastermind, or you're part of a mastermind that is surrounded with people just like you that are motivated, driven. You guys are pushing each other, motivating each other, encouraging each other, which I think is awesome. So again, like everyone that, for you guys that are watching, whether you're watching live now here in the group or you guys are watching the replay, think about who else is out there. I mean, you could literally sift through this community here and find people that are motivated and driven just like you. Get in communication with them on the daily, talk about what things you guys are doing, challenge each other, push each other, encourage each other, support each other, and do those sorts of things. So you guys have that. These are like legit, everything that you mentioned, Shannon, is all things that people can take and utilize. Managing your time, making certain things a priority, like YouTube, or batching content, or any of those things, being in proximity to other leaders, other driven people. Like there's so many awesome things that you drop. So first and foremost, I want to thank you for taking the time, away from your job, away from your family and everything right now to hang out with us. You dropped some incredible nuggets, incredible nuggets. So if you guys got value, you guys are literally watching right now, comment the word value. If you guys got value, if you guys are watching the replay, drop a value comment down below. Throw Shannon some love. Appreciate you. Thank you. Any last words before we wrap up and call it a day here?
So just stay consistent and it'll happen. Like we always say, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of
Yep.
when. So just keep it positive, stay dedicated, stay consistent, don't quit on yourself.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Well, again, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Keep rocking, keep kicking butt. And we'll see you guys live tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the post of the day. So Shannon, thank you. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Take care.
Bye, guys.